An FBI investigation is underway after an alleged violent assault on an American Airlines flight from Wichita to Washington Reagan National Airport. This assault happened 5 weeks to the day after the crash of an American Airlines flight on that same route. I'm talking about that January collision between a plane and a military helicopter that happened near the Reagan Airport in January. So let's go to CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen. Jake, thanks for being with us again today. A violent incident on a plane on that same route. Can you tell us what happened there?
Yeah, and it was almost not just 5 weeks after, but about the same exact time of day, that same exact flight that was crashed into by a helicopter 5 weeks ago. A passenger who was sitting in the 14th row of this American Airlines flight got up right as the plane was banking to land and made threatening language and actions against the flight attendant. And when other people who were also on that flight, obviously, as many people do these days, and you'll remember it well from the COVID, lockdown and masking on planes days, people took out their phones and started recording it. When the man who was then threatening the flight attendant saw that, turned around and started attacking other passengers on the plane, all while the flight landed. This happened on March 5th, so obviously we're about a week after that now. But again, just another incident, a little bit eerie for sure, and the FBI says that they are investigating. There's also some reporting that we have, too, that the man mentioned Donald Trump, though we don't know in what context in his interview with the FBI afterwards.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing incident. I want to pivot here to some breaking news. An appeals court just weighed in on the Trump administration's attempts to end birthright citizenship. We've been talking about this for some time now. So what can you tell us about that breaking news? What happened?
Right. There are 4 instances in which this Trump executive order has been blocked by judges on a national level so far. There are about a dozen lawsuits seeking to block it as well. A lot of those have not played out yet. But moments ago, an appeals court ruled that the Trump administration's attempt to appeal up and challenge a judge's decision to block that attempt to end birthright citizenship has been denied, which means that the Trump administration, despite Donald Trump making a promise on the campaign trail for months that he would seek to end birthright citizenship, it was something that was brought up by also Vivek Ramaswamy and others on the campaign trail, that they saw an unfair advantage to people who come here illegally, have children here. It would not affect people who are already here in the United States. It would have affected people who are coming here still now. But so far, that no judge has been willing to allow that, claiming that it's an unconstitutional executive order. And we'll see how that plays out. Assuming the Trump administration does, like they have with so many other cases, they're likely to appeal this up to potentially the Supreme Court.
Right, and we shall wait and see what comes out of it. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the court case challenging the Trump administration's ban on transgender military members. What are we watching for with that one as this legal battle plays out?
Well, really, it's all about, and the judge even said this herself and ordered this, was how the military was going to take that executive order that Donald Trump signed, which is not a policy memo, really laying out detailed plans of what the military planned to do with the hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are, going through gender dysphoria in their military service. And this suit was brought by people who had over 60 years combined of military experience, well-decorated military veterans suing to stay in the military and serve. And it will be interesting to watch how the military and the Department of Justice attorneys frame what they're going to do with this policy guidance that came out, which basically said that any soldier currently involved in the military who is transitioning or has transitioned their medical and gender affirming care would be paused, if not completely stopped, and they would be essentially put on administrative leave until the military found a way to get them out of the military, an administrative departure, if you'll kind of go with that language. We'll see what comes out of that, but the judge was unsympathetic and has already blocked this from being put in place. There are some other lawsuits all along those lines, so a lot more to come on that, I'm sure, tomorrow and towards the end of the week.
Yeah, Jake, so many cases right now where we just say, we'll see what comes out of it, but that's just the way things are. Thank you so much, CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen. Appreciate your time.